Hi everyone, I'm going to come on and do a quick walkthrough with what I did with this card. It has took me forever, so I won't be doing a tutorial, but I will do a written tutorial on my blog, which I will leave the link in the description bar. Now, to be honest, it's not a difficult card to achieve. However, there is a lot of elements in it. A lot of stamping, a lot of die cutting, and then you're cutting and placing parts, like here. That's actually a cut from one of these big ones, and I've got another wee cut there. And there is another cut, I think it might be underneath though. These ones here are actually cut in half. Same with that, that and that. This one also. The leaves are cut from this main one. So there's a lot of cutting. The same with these small sprigs here. They were cut down from the large sprig. So rather than having to go through everything, I'm going to show you how I achieved this. So for the stamping, because there is so many colours involved, I used my Stampin' Right markers. Okay, because then you can add 2-3 colours on one item. So I'm going to show you how I did that, and what I'll do is I'll use the largest stamp. Oh, excuse me, I'm yawning my life away today. So we're going to do this one here, which is a large stamp, and it's obviously got the leaves, and then we've got some berries or buds at the top. So block, mount it on. Now this would work with the baby wipe technique as well, if you had maybe some greens and then your colour, maybe a red or a purpley, you could easily do it that way, not a problem. But I'm going to do it the way I do it. So I took, now here are the colours that are in the Frosted Floral Suite. There is so many colours and they are lovely. We've got Blackberry Bliss, Blushing Bride, Grey Granite, Merry Merlot, Mint Macaron, Mossy Meadow, Night of Navy, Pear Pizzazz, Pineapple Punch, Powder Pink, Soft Seafoam, Soft Suede and Tranquil Tide. So I have took my floral colours out of that collection. Obviously Night of Navy, Grey Granite, Pineapple Punch, Soft Suede, they're not my florally colours, so I left them aside. Now I'm going to use Pear Pizzazz on the leaf area. So grab Pear Pizzazz and use your brush end. Use the flat side of your brush and just go over your leaved area. Go down your stem. Now I'm just adding in some here at the stem. And I might colour over a bit of that, but that's okay as long as I've got the base colour in. Right, so that's the green done. Then I am going to go in with some Blushing Bride. Okay, again with your brush side. Use the flat end of your brush and just colour in where the foliage is. Now you could easily just do that, just leave it with that colour. I am going to add Merry Merlot in, just to give it a little bit of a dimension and a little bit more colour. Put the lid on that. Jaden, I'm filming. Merry Merlot. And again with the brush end. And just gently go over the sides. I'm filming, Jaden. Ignore him, he's just being silly. So there we go. We've added a little bit of the Merry Merlot. Now, this end will probably be dry by now. So what you do is you huff on it. You put it up to your mouth and breathe heavily. And it really gives it a little bit of condensation to re-moisten the ink and makes a good transfer. So I'll give it a good huff. And you can see it on my block, the condensation. And then just stamp it down. Give it a good few seconds for the ink to transfer. And then up. And you can see you've got the variant of colour. So I'll lift that up, you will see. You can see the blushing bride at the tip. Come on, focus. You can see the blushing bride at the tip, the middle part, and then the Merry Merlot going out the way. You can also see the green in the stem. So it is a beautiful effect, and it makes the most gorgeous card when you add it in. I have added some Tonic glitter accents or Nouveau glitter accents. It's the same company, Tonic Studios, that make it, I'm sure. Yeah. So that's the one I add. It's a almost frosted glitter. It's not a singing glitter, but you can see there is a bit of sparkle there. And I've only added it to this flower. And I think it's just pretty. So I'll show you another few of the examples of the stamping that I've done. So we've got this stamp here, and I used mint macaron, and then I went in with the Tranquil Tide just to give it a bit of dimension and depth. I used, what one was this? Soft Seafoam, and it was just all over. But you can see there is, it's a dimension stamp. Is it a distinctive stamp they call it? I'm sure that is what they call them, distinctive stamps. Where the detailing is quite etched into it. So we've got that one. Then we've got the thistle, which I don't even know if it is a thistle, but that's what it looks like to me. And I added Blackberry Bliss at the top into the thistle area, and just a little bit going out onto the leaves. And then I used Mossy Meadow. Now I did do that full strength, and that is the effect as a second generation stamp. So you can work with either or. This one here was powder pink and Merry Merlot, I think. Yeah, Merry Merlot, and I just went over with the pen, just giving it a little bit of dimension. So you can achieve a lot of different effects. That's the same one, just a second generation. So it's stamped off. That is Tranquil Tide. I think that's even third generation. That's first generation with Tranquil Tide. That there is second generation with Tranquil Tide, and that's the third. So you can achieve different strengths from your flower embellishments. I then die cut all my sections out, And then if you will see, what I did was I actually cut this part off and then sectioned it, so I had two parts and I could just pop them in where I felt fit, and then I could just fussy cut the leaves out and just tuck them in where I felt I could. I've got another one there that I could easily just tuck in up here somewhere if I wanted to. It's totally up to you. And that is the part of it. Stamp out everything that you want, die cut it all, put it all in a wee pile beside you, have your main feature, which was my sentiment. I layered that on Blackberry Bliss. This is also dies, so you've got your frame die, which gives you the larger tag, and then you've got the sentiment tag label, which goes on top and gives you that nice border, so it's perfect. You could also do it as a frame. You could also just cut the smaller one out of the larger one and frame your flowers. It's an option, but the idea is get that down and then work around that to see where you want to go next. I have added a lot of florals because I was going to try and showcase them all, but I had left blank space here. I'm a fussy person. I don't like my cards too busy. I like to have a space where your eye can rest. If it's got something all over it, you don't know where to focus on. Otherwise, if you have a rest area, you do end up having a better image overall. The sprig is just out of silver foil because I have got the silver foil around here with the Blackberry Bliss as well, which is tiny, a little tiny frame of Blackberry Bliss, but I think it works. So yeah, that's it. I will be, and that DSP is also from Frosted Floral. Is that what it's called? Yes. I will be putting this on my blog. I will also leave a step-by-step instruction into how I achieved it. But realistically, it is just stamping. I would suggest, if you are new to Stampin' Up and you haven't got all your colour families, get your Stampin' Right markers. They are an amazing achievement to getting all the colours and being able to work with them all for all your projects. No matter what project you go to do, you will have a colour to match it. And even if you don't have the cardstock, for instance, this is Blackberry Bliss in the background there. If I didn't have Blackberry Bliss, all you have to do is take your Stampin' Right marker and just go around the edge. And of course, make sure you do your side. And then when you layer onto that, no one is going to know that that's not Blackberry Bliss cardstock. No one's going to know that. So they are a good investment for that reason. And your re-inkers, keep them inked. Sorry, brain fried there. So they're fantastic for that. For if you are writing a sentiment by hand on a card, they are perfect because you have got your bullet tip, which writes perfectly. And also, as I said, you can colour, you can stamp. They are just a wonderful investment. And I would suggest for anyone who's just introduced to Stampin' Up to aim for them first. That way you have every colour. Then you can build up your inks slowly, a family at a time or a couple of pads at a time. It makes no difference. Those will do the job for you short term. So, short term, they'll do the job for you long term as well. But rather than re-inking them all the time, I would suggest getting your stamp pads, because it is quicker. But for things like this, you need your Stampin' Right markers to get the detailing in, because you can't do two colours with an ink pad unless it's a Spectrum one, but I don't have that. Anyway, it will be on my blog, which is caramiasue@blogspot.com. The link is in the description bar. And I hope that you pop over there and get some inspiration. I am aiming to do 3 videos a week with Stampin' Up related, project share videos, product release, which this is a new product which is coming out on the 5th. So we have got some gorgeous items. Anyway, bye for now. Speak soon.